Oh, I remember this one.
And I was like, wow, it looks like she's shitting a tail. Oh. Nothing to write home about.
Definitely nothing to write home about.
On that season, like, good tattooers were going home early.
It's Picasso.
This would be a hard ask on anyone who doesn't specialize in this style. This is the part that I don't absolutely love about Ink Master, is that, like, they teach you to really nitpick tattoos when, like, this is a sick micro realism piece.
It's a frog. It's a cool frog tap.
It's crazy that was an elimination.
I remember with this tattoo that Chris that had tattooed it, he was super stoked on it, and the person he tattooed was super stoked on it. And it was like it was a beautiful experience for both of them, which was cool. And honestly, like, if I were to see this tattoo out in the wild, I would be like, that's a cool tattoo.
Cool
like
frog, yeah.
That's awesome. And
it's a solid tat.
given the challenge, I felt like he had met the challenge. So, but on that season, like, good tattooers were going home early.
Literally. Yeah.
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 I don't know.
R.I.P. to all three of us.
It's fine. It's a fine tattoo. It's a great tattoo.
Yeah, I didn't see anything wrong with it.
Oh, this one looks like shit. Gross.
This is
not saturated. Terrible line work. It's gonna disappear in 5 years.
You're welcome.
This will allow other people to make money when they cover it up. So you're welcome.
What a way to think of it. Like, this was one of the tattoos from this particular challenge that I was like, this is cute. I would wear this tattoo.
Yeah.
Because it was actually like a precious tattoo. The tattoo that I did on this challenge, I don't know that I would wear it just because of the subject matter and whatever. But this one, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a really cute tattoo.
I like this tattoo.
Yeah.
I really loved it.
Fun, dude.
I made a Picasso piece.
It's Picasso.
It's cool. I think it looks like a Picasso. That was a challenge.
Look at her circle boob.
It's your own version.
It was also this particular challenge was really hard because I felt like, cool, bonus points if you actually draw up your own thing in the style of that person versus let me take this subject matter from this iconic painting and do my thing with it.
Yeah.
And that was something that I thought was really cool with yours. You're like, cool, let me like draw my own thing and make it look like Picasso inspired.
Which I thought was the challenge. Like, I thought that was like...
That was a challenge.
That was what the challenge was.
Some people didn't hit it.
Some people didn't do it.
People didn't hit the challenge.
You know what that challenge taught me? Oh, I like don't have to follow the challenge. I actually could have just done like a neo trad, whatever the fuck, and been cool to go.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you know, I learned. It's a nice tattoo.
I'm looking at this. I'm like, this is sick.
I only know the bad things because I was fighting for my life against this one.
What were the bad things about this?
She has like 2 left feet or something.
Oh.
Yeah, because they were trying to block out the fact that he did 2 left feet. And I was like, wow, it looks like she's shitting a tail.
Oh.
Ooh.
I
had to fight for my life. That's all the only reason I'm saying it.
The technical application of the tattoo, gorgeous. So you know what I remember looking at this tattoo? Hiram was, I think, also fighting for his life and was trying to defend his tattoo, of course, and he passed out. But that didn't make it on the episode.
No, it didn't.
He passed out?
Fainted.
He was fainting, yeah.
He got lightheaded. He had just gotten, like, they ripped him in the critique.
Yeah, it was, like, pretty dramatic. And I was like, I'm still not going home, though, right? And I didn't.
You were good. You were good to go. I like this tattoo. If it came out of my shop, I'd be like, that's sick.
I love this tattoo too.
I think it's cool.
God, this sucks, man.
Ink Masters wild, man.
Ink Masters
This
stupid.
sucks. It taught people to hate tats.
They're mean to good tats.
We have to keep in mind too when we're looking at a lot of the tattoos that come from the show. A lot of them are excellent tattoos, and we really are like,
especially from this season. We're all, it was an all-star season. We were so looking at Gecko Girl.
This one.
It's trash.
Ooh.
It's garbage.
What a cool tattoo that you freehanded on.
Yeah.
You twisted freak. I can't even believe you just drew that and then tattooed it.
My
What
snell
the
it?
crap? It's so crazy.
Yeah, I drew it on. And it's a snell it. And let me get down to the Ink Master critiques. It's 2 separate tattoos. It's one did a good tattooer and the other one's a bad tattooer because that skull is too traditional.
Oh.
And it sucks and go home. We're going to take the wonky pug instead.
I love this
It's
tattoo.
so unique too, and you figure out how to make like a skull out of a snail.
Sometimes there will be like certain critiques that stand out to me on an elimination tattoo, and I can't even remember like what the fucking issue was.
I remember they didn't like the hair of the snullet, the mullet. They were like, oh, I don't like how you like changed the colors in the mullet.
They didn't like the hair color?
They didn't like the color, and then they didn't like the highlights that I left in the hair where it goes over the snail's tail. They're like, I don't like that.
It's a sick tat.
And cool. Yeah, and my client was really stoked on it too, and he was like, if you get eliminated, he was from like Ireland, he was like, if you get eliminated on this, that was an unnecessary detail, but he was like, if you get eliminated on this, like, I'm going to be so mad, I'm going to go right up to those judges and tell them what's what. And I was like, you tell them.
Who did this one?
It's my best friend, Steve Deff.
So you remember that part about all these tattoos are awesome? Maybe most of these tattoos are awesome.
Can I get a toothpick so I can say, that shit's jacked?
This was, okay, do you know that during this tattoo, like the competition had started, usually they give you 6 hours to tattoo. Within an hour of the competition starting and people had been tattooing, like people were walking around, other tattooers were walking around, and we would all kind of be checking on each other. I would never get up because I never had enough time. I was always tattooing until last minute. But multiple tattooers walked around like, oh, Steve's going home. Like immediately, like, did you see And I was like, what's going on over there? But just like within an hour, like, oh, no, everybody's good. Steve's going home.
That feels so good because he was on my first season and he was the one who was always knowing who was going to go home next. And he would let me know. He's like, you maybe got a few episodes left. They'll keep you around for like a little bit, but you're not going to win. This person, they're going home. I love that. I wish I was there to soak that in. Okay.
What is this one?
Oh.
You walk into a shop, you walk in, you're like, give me a person that will tattoo my throat. They do this.
Nothing
fine,
to write home about.
But definitely nothing to write home about.
I know that Pawn struggled with that particular challenge, which like something like throat blast, symmetrical, like moth, whatever. That's for someone that's doing like colorful, tratty stuff. That's going to be like probably a bit of a challenge.
I will also say that entire season, he kept trying to lump me and him together as like, oh, we're just traditional people, and like they don't think that we can do more than this. And I was like, bitch, I'm showing that I can do more than just traditional. Like I've been doing it the entire time.
Okay. I also had forgotten which tattoo. Like my brain anymore. I'm like, what did I do? Oh yeah,
I do the same. I don't remember.
Here's what's going on though. I overthought this so much. And originally I was like, I'm just going to do, okay, they want to give me a dragon. I'm just going to do either a dragon head, because it was like full body dragon. I'm either just going to do a dragon head and make it big and fit the area, or like a dragon claw and be like, because other people had done things that were kind of off challenge in that season. And I'm like, actually, I think I'm going to go this route and do this. And I remember I'd kind of talked about that strategy with some of the other artists. And then I was like, actually, I don't know. Because it kept being like, if you don't try to do like more than a head, then that's going to get you immediately eliminated. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't know. So I did not go to sleep that night. I was drawing and I was so stressed out.
I'm a snullet too. I was like,
damn. And I wish that I would have, like, of course, like now I'm like, damn, why didn't I just like do only a dragon head and just defend the shit out of that?
Yeah.
Like instead of trying to do way too much. My tattoo kind of slow too, so like it was just a lot. It was a lot.
I feel like though I do like, maybe not like obviously not this exact composition, but like when somebody asks for like a Japanese dragon, I typically do kind of the same thing. I'm like, yeah, you're getting a head, a neck, and some claws, and maybe I'll throw like a tail in there on the end, like just to fill it in.
Yeah.
And just, like, I don't know, maybe that's like the opposite of how you're supposed to do Japanese or whatever is traditional or whatever, but like, it's cool.
If I had to do this over again, I would do like the girliest dragon head and do like glitter dots and be like, if I'm leaving, I'm leaving on this note, and we're gonna do that. Because I think that he got this tattoo for his daughter too. But I was looking at, let me look at Ami's dragons. Let me see what he likes, like whatever. I should have just been like, this. I'm gonna do my own thing.
I'm gonna do a sparkle dragon.
I'm gonna make it sparkly and fabulous, but it is what it is.
It's a solid tat. I think they had a little problem with skin tones, which is a really hard thing to do, and this looks like it's a vintage photo. So it's a really hard ask for somebody who doesn't do color portraits.
I think in general though, like for somebody that doesn't do color portraits, I think it's pretty solid though. Like for somebody that doesn't do realism, like
This would be a hard ask on anyone who doesn't specialize in this style.
so like I think it's like really, really well done. And whether or not like there's like obviously the disconnect between like the neck color versus the skin color, I feel like it's still good. Like
You can tell that's someone that knows how to technically apply a tattoo nicely did
and
this
smoothly.
tattoo.
Yeah. And he got all of what the information that needed to be put into it, he got all of that in there. It's not like he tried to overcomplicate it or overthink it or anything like that. He was just like, the information is there. The eyes are where they're supposed to be. The nose is. Everything is like technically done well. Whether or not the color is off or it obviously could be done better. Of course, everything can be done better. I still think it's a good tattoo.
I remember him knowing that he could have done better, and he was devastated.
Dude, dragons are hard, bro.
Yeah.
Again with the head and the claw though. Everybody wanted to attack you for just doing a head and a claw, but like, boom, that's a head and a claw.
I know, it's better to, I think sometimes just simplify, but
I feel like the composition's super cool. I like the smoke background. I like how dark the background is. The only thing I would say that could make it better is like lightening the head, like the face, just so it pops out a little bit more. It's a fucking sick tat.
And
So-
I love a lot of darkness and like sparingly bright
Yeah.
in like one or two places. I think it's so dramatic, and you could tell he's like a sick black and gray tattooer, that just missed the mark on the Japanese, and I know he was so bummed about it, and it sucks because he's very talented. It's sick. It's a cool tattoo.
I probably would have made the hearts bigger.
You guys are like the tratty daddies, so I guess you tell me, because like I look at this, I'm like, it's a sick trad tat.
This is one of those subject matters that I'm like, damn, I wish I could have tattooed this on Ink Master. That would have been so much fun. The same way, like with Pawn's throat tattoo, I'm looking at like a traditional tattooer trying to do like a dark, just not very traditional moth on a throat. I kind of feel the same way with Angel's tattoo. She's like a black and gray realistic tattooer, and the tattoo is technically done nicely. I feel like they're like, when I see a traditional tattoo that's done with like love and by somebody that really loves tattooing trad, like it just, you can tell by the way that they draw it. Even if it's not a super clean tattoo, you can just even tell in the drawing, like, damn, they had fun with that drawing.
I feel like the problem with a lot of like non-traditional tattooers is that they think that they have to dumb something down in order to make it traditional.
One of the hardest things to do when drawing or tattooing traditional is editing. How do I edit this and still make it exciting? How do I simplify this and still make it special? And it's really hard to do. And I think that you can, with traditional, a lot of times people kind of underestimate, like, damn, how like this drawing, I've seen it so many times, like, can I make it look cool? You can. He told me that if he had the opportunity to do a back piece, it was going to be like a tattooing wizard and just this whole scene.
And he got to do it.
I'm glad he got, because that is something I could never say. I could never say I got to do a tattoo I wanted to do on Ink Master. I could never say that because I never got to, and I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
I'm stoked that he got to do a creepy tat.
Yeah.
He really did.
It's 100%. It's titties, it's wizards, it's dragons, it's tatting.
He's tattooing with like a feather pen.
Yeah.
Like,
The thing about
It's
creepy Jason
majestic.
tattoos is like that you just like you keep zooming and you find
There's
more and
a
more
lot to
shit,
the
like more
story.
details
Yeah.
into it, and you're like, it's a whole it's like a whole story in there. Like, there's not enough fucking cool wizard tattoos in the world, and not enough cool wizard back pieces.
And now there is one.
Now there is.
Thank you, creepy.
Thanks, creep.
Yes. I love this palette. I like the peachiness and the blues.
Nobody could have ever put in like fine china, dragon, robotic. Like, that is so hard to think of and put together and make it anatomically correct. I think Bob even knew that it was just too busy and that was a problem. But man, like, I know my brain could never come up with something like this.
The way that like the top scales, like the shine like fades the little pattern on there, like what the
So cool.
Yeah, I feel like there's like it's another one that you just keep zooming in and there's just more and more to it, like it's like falling apart, and then there's like a spine in there, and like it's the same color as the lightning, and it's just, I don't know, it's just fucking cool.
It's very
I can't say anything
creative.
bad about it. Yeah, can't say anything bad at all about it.
I was about to say, where's Angels?
Oh, Diana. Diana. I need some Burger King, Diana.
He's such a good tattooer.
This
What
is
what
like-
a freak.
This is my favorite tattoo on the show.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
He's such a little dirty gremlin. My God, like that thing is fucking so sick, dude.
And it wasn't all because of this. Like, he showed one style, and that's what they didn't like, I know, and that he forgot to fill in, like, one of the things. The left cheek, or the left snarl, where the whiskers are, compared to the right.
Oh, I'm seeing it. Orange. No orange. I did not notice that.
This was my favorite one.
Yeah, that thing is f***ing flawless, even without the cheek.
And talk about a gorgeous palette. I love
Right?
that he'll use like a few colors. And
like
I'm like,
yeah.
damn, why is it still so like dynamic and captivating?
And it's still like, it's not
simple?
even like always like bright colors. Like this like muted, it's like not like a bright skin tone. It's like a weird sort of muted-y, mauve-y color.
He's one of the people that, like, seeing him tattoo in person, I was like, damn, this dude pretty much does flawless tattoos. Like,
Yeah,
for
every
real, for
single
real.
time.